Hello and welcome to this lesson. So in this lesson, we're just going to look at the time sessions overview. Basically, the time sessions that we're talking about in this course or in this strategy is the London session and the New York session. So these are the two time sessions that we're going to focus on for our entries. So basically, you can see I've outlined here two trading days here that I'm outlining. This is the London session, which starts at 2 a.m. and ends at 5 a.m. And then we have the New York session, which starts at 8 a.m. then ends at 11 a.m. So those are the time sessions that I'm referring to. And make sure that your trading view, actually time zone, is set to New York session. So make sure that your whichever time zone you're in, whichever country you're in, just make sure that you're setting your time session within trading view to UTC New York session. So basically, the reason we are focusing on these two sessions for our entries or our trades basically is the first thing that I'm noting here is that we have dynamic moves that occur during these sessions. So when I say dynamic moves, I mean you can see actually within the entire trading day. For example, this day here, this is a Wednesday. You can see how aggressive actually during London we had some consolidation and a bit of movement. But look at this New York session. When the New York session started at 8, it started at 8, but you can see at 8:30 we created that high. This is the high here. And then you can see this dynamic move actually lower during that session, and it is the bulk of the volume of the entire day. So basically, if you measure the pips covered during New York alone, you can actually see. So maybe if we measure that, you can see this is about 100 pips, about 99 to 100 pips. That is the number of pips that were covered during New York session. And the rest of the day actually, you can see is actually post New York. We had just a few pips, 33 pips. So the reason I'm saying that it is the dynamic move is because the bulk of the volume will occur during these sessions. So another example is here. We had this movement here. You can see from creating that low, we had that movement higher during, actually it was during New York session. From this this low here, we had this movement during New York session. It's another dynamic move. So also I've said that they form the majority of the move within the trading day. So the New York session and the London session. So sometimes you can see actually in this example we have London session here. This is a high created at 3 a.m. You can see how aggressive it moves lower during London session, and then we also have that movement in New York session. So both these sessions, they have the capacity to form the bulk of the volume of the trading day. So it is one of the reasons why we focus on these time sessions. And then something else that we are noting is that they form the high or low of the day majority of the time. So we'll be looking at maybe examples of the high and low of the day that are formed within these sessions, and you can see actually, and even if you go into your charts and backtest on your own, you can actually start seeing that majority of the time the high and low of the day, the highest high and the lowest low of the day, basically that's what I'm referring to as the high and low of the day, will form during these two sessions. So either the London session or the New York session, one of them will form the high or low of the day. And the significance of that is that you want to capture actually that move when it is forming the high or low of the day. For example, in this day here, if you capture the move after we created this high and low of the day, and that is the strategy that we're going to look at, how you can capture that move, you can actually benefit, because once we create that high, the market is going to move in the opposite direction to form that low of the day. So for example, if you capture that movement once we get that breaking structure and some of the elements that we're going to look at using ICT concepts, you're going to see actually that you're going to benefit from the majority of the day's move because of focusing on that high or low of the day. So that is the significance of those levels. So basically that is just a quick overview of those time sessions. We're going to go into more details and how you can formulate your setups using these sessions. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next lesson.